Hi friends, I'm with you again and I'm again next to the cooker today. We had an amazing storm. I think right now is every time at the end of the week we have some rain, and I made some delicious soup, carrot soup today, and I thought, well, you know what, I want something else. We worked hard today and I want to make some soufflé, and I haven't made soufflé for a long time, long time. I don't know, because yeah, sometimes the cheese is not always so good here, but today I have some good cheese, so that's it. We're going to do a nice soufflé. It's just the beginning right now, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of it in front of you because the noise of doing the eggs, it's going to make a lot of noise. So it's okay, I will just start everything and after we'll cook it. Now, but I'm coming to be with you because we've done a program today with Martin, but with all the news that you are giving, I don't always have the time to really say all the things that I had in my mind this week. And this week, what I had, let me stop that. So you know when you do a soufflé is a cheese soufflé. Sometimes I've done one with a fish, but I think the cheese soufflé is always the best. So you do a big white sauce, you can see, thick white sauce, and then you have to cool it down for a while. And it's quite easy to do, really. You just need to have a good recipe, and I have a good recipe from my mom. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to tell you today, to concentrate, I don't want to make it too long, the video today. Whoops, whoa. I'm just doing silly things. I need to put my egg in that side. Okay. You can't see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to tell you this week, I have two thoughts. Today, this week, we are going to read Yethro, okay, which is Yethro, which was the father-in-law of Moses. And it's amazing because, first of all, one of the portions is called with his name, Yethro. So he has, he's been recognized in the Torah. And I was listening to a very good YouTube with Rabbi Richman, and he's very good. And he really wants to speak now to the nation. He was working with the Temple Institute before, but now he's doing his own thing, which is called the Light of the Nations, I think. I can't remember exactly. You can find him on YouTube, Rabbi Richman. Oh, shoot, I'm doing the wrong things. This is because I'm speaking. Shoot. Okay, let me rescue my egg. I put it on the wrong side. I put it with the white, and I put the white with the yellow. Uh-oh. Wrong things to do, Natalie. Wrong things to do. Shoot. Oh. Well, you know what? I might make an omelette tomorrow. Not this evening. Oh, I keep it for cake. I don't know. We will see. Wait, I need to start all over again. Shoot. I need to think. Okay, we'll start again. This is for the white and this is for the red. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing there. I was doing the wrong thing. Okay, let us go back. The white here and the yellow over there. It's interesting, I was looking at another totally different subject. When in France, when we cook a lot with the eggs. So we put the yellow on one side, and we put so now one egg. We put the 1, 2, 3, 4. See, we need 5 eggs for this soufflé. We use a lot in the cooking in France, eggs. So we separate the white and the yellow, the yolk, And so we don't use, like in America and in Australia, and maybe also in England, they use more baking powder and bicarbonate of soda. But in France, we don't do that. So we use, and we don't even use self-raising flour. We really use the white of the eggs to make our cakes rising. So it's very interesting to see the different way of cooking. So the taste is very different because when you cook with baking powder, it gives a little taste. Because I've done a cake last week, and it was an Australian recipe, and it was really different, the texture, because I use baking powder compared to the French cakes. It's like the taste is different. It's very interesting. Anyway, going back to our Yethro, you know, so he was, and I was speaking to Rabbi Richman. Yethro was the father-in-law of Moses, but before that, he was in Egypt and he was working with Pharaoh, and he didn't like the way Pharaoh was conducting his business, and he left. But he was a very highly important man, I would say, okay? And so he was looking to connect with higher powers, I would say, and he knew a lot of things about the gods and all of that. And then he heard about what God has done in the life of the Jewish people, I mean the Hebrews, when they were coming out of Egypt, and because he knew Egypt. And when he discovered what God has done and the salvation and the redemption, he was like, well, now your God will be my God. So it was a very big thing, okay? And then they meet, Moses meet him, and Yethro said, no, you are working too hard, and you have to have some people that you trust who are under you, but who help you to do the work, okay? And so the Sanhedrin started by the brain of Yethro, because he was very, very good in organizing things. Isn't it amazing? So the Sanhedrin, starting by Moses in the desert, but it was Yethro who helped them. Now there is a whole passage also for the Jewish people saying, hey, he left again, or did he stay with them? Did he convert? But they seems to say that no, he didn't convert. He went back to his people because his people needed him. And he needed also his wisdom, and he brought what he was thinking, that the God of Israel is the true God. And so it's interesting because Rabbi Richman is obviously a Jew, but he knows how the Torah is not only for the Jewish people, but is a universal, is for humanity, okay? Is a universal, is for the goodness of humanity. So he was speaking about these things, which was very interesting. And so they really make me think, when he was speaking with his other friend in the YouTube, how important was Yethro, and how God always intended to speak to the humanity, not just to the Jewish people. His family is bigger than the Jewish people. Obviously, the Jewish people, he gave them like a mission, really, to be the light to the nations. But because he wanted a much bigger family than just the Jewish people. Okay, so this is what I've learned this week. And on the other side also, you know, what is very touching, I was listening to another rabbi, which is from Chabad. I'm learning a lot of things with these Jewish people. And he is very good. He's speaking quite a lot all these days about that we don't really need anything. It's God who needs us. And it really touched me, because sometimes we always think about ourselves, but we have to think, wow, you know what? God is needy. Obviously, he has everything that he wants, but he's needy. You know why? Because he wants us to be friends with him. This is, he created Adam and Eve because it was not good enough for him to be by himself. He wanted to share who he is, and so in one way he needs us. So he makes us looking at the things very, very different. So now I'm going to put my cheese in my, wow, it's a lot. See, I haven't done this this recipe for a long time. So now I'm adding the cheese. Maybe I should have added a bit earlier. Oh no, it's very hot still, so it's okay. So it can melt a bit. You see, I like to do things with you, and it's interesting because the Jewish people, funny enough, Rabbi Richman was speaking this week when in his YouTube, saying how important it is, like life is important, that what we are doing is important. And again, I was saying again that God wants to come on the earth. You know, very often, this is one of our thoughts that I had this week, and for many weeks, funny enough, we always been thinking that it's good for us to go to heaven. No, this is not. This is, God wants to be with us here, which means that the people who are in heaven will come back here on earth, okay, to enjoy the time here with us. Isn't it amazing? And like when God created Adam and Eve, it was in the garden. So he wants to he wants to come here. He wants to dwell with us on earth. So we need to change our way of thinking. And so you see, like, so because of that, what Yethro was doing with Moses to know how to organize things for the Sanhedrin, it was very important, because you are bringing God's order on the earth here. And obviously things need to be organized, okay? So this is very important. Now, on this kind of the same subject, it's like my mind going into this other way, but which is connected with it. Again, I was listening to some other YouTube. I'm busy during this lockdown here, learning. And I was telling you, I told you already last week about him. Is Mashiach Glaserson, okay? And he's a man who's speaking a lot. He might be a rabbi, but it's not written rabbi, so I don't know exactly. But I think he is. And he's speaking about the code, okay, the Bible code. And so he's speaking a lot about right now Purim and redemption and the Messiah and Corona and all together. And like you can see, Corona is a plague, okay? Because sometimes we say pandemic, yes it is, but like in the Bible, the Hebrew name is Magifa, which is a plague. And so you can see that all in the code. And so he's speaking about the redemption, people coming back to God. And with that, it makes me think about, wow, so wait a minute. When Messiah is coming to come here, he's coming down here, okay? He's not going up in the sky. Like, I know, as Christian, we have a lot of interesting way of thinking, and it's all the time like, you know, about heaven. But no, again, I say, God wants us to be here, okay? And now you can hear I'm doing the cheese. I'm finishing to put the cheese in in the white sauce for the soufflé. So the amazing thing is like, if we think about redemption, and we can see that a lot of things are moving and changing right now because God is preparing this redemption. How is it going to be? You know, I was thinking about like Ben Gurion, the airport is closed. There is almost only Jewish people here. And it reminds me the story of Joseph and his brothers who come to be with him. And he said to the Pharaoh, people, go away, and I want to reveal myself to my brothers. So it's like a special time, an intimate time between him, who was kind of the Messiah at that time, because he was saving them of famine. And now I'm thinking, will the Messiah come now? Seriously, and it's like, how is it going to be? Does he want to be close to his people first, and then after the people will come here? And like, you know, it would be something very concrete, and we don't think about that. We're like always thinking, yeah, when it will happen. Wait a minute, we're not so far from the time when it's coming. So what do you think about that? How do you think? Like, it's going to be something, an event, which will be a real event, and not so far away in the future. So how is it going to be? How are we going to react when the Messiah is going to come? How is life going to be? Because he will be on earth, we will be on earth. I think, like we were saying, people who are in heaven, the one who are with him, will come also to be here on earth. We know that Torah will be taught for the nations, so we will have people to come here and who will be like special rabbis for the Goyim. They will have rabbi for the Jewish people, but they will have rabbi for the Goyim too. So, isn't it amazing? I don't know, I just want to leave you with these thoughts today. I give you a big hug. So look, it's almost done. Now I'm going to put the eggs, the yolk, and only the yolks, because I've done a big mess just before I mix my white with the yolks. So I had to take more eggs. Fortunately, I've had some eggs, more eggs in the fridge. And I put some nice nutmeg, so it's very delicious. And I think the oven is ready. And I'm going to do the white. And after about in half an hour, the soufflé will be ready. Wonderful. So that's it. I'll leave you with all these thoughts about the Messiah and Yethro, who helped to make the Sanhedrin. The Sanhedrin was very important. The Sanhedrin was like to organize it was also to judge, like to help Moses, because people had some questions, how to live and this and that, and sometimes maybe also dispute, and they had to sort out all these kind of things between them and to do it the right way. So, isn't it exciting? There is a lot of bad things happening in the world, but at the same time, I think God is preparing all the other things. And he's making sure that in one way is a balagan on one side, because things needs to be undone to be able to rebuild the right way. And sometimes you need to undone before doing it the right way. So I'm giving you all these thoughts. Thank you for being with me. Thank you to be my friends. Thank you that we can connect together. And I give you some big hug and lots of love and lots of blessing from Zion, from Zion. Hopefully we will be together again soon, and we hope that Messiah will be here, and we'll have like Moses, Abraham, Isaac, David coming to be with us. And I'm praying for my dad to be here too, because he's already gone. And it would be wonderful if he was coming back also with them. I don't know. We never know, you know. It will be quite amazing. And life is going to be very different. Sooner than we think, I think. Okay, see you next week. Bye.